When you sign up for a consultation with me, it's not just one. You learn in just one session, but after that, you're in my group for life, and we do pop-up free Zoom calls, and we're going to do it now and let everybody into my group, and I'm going to teach them all how to trade. All right, everyone. You can unmute yourselves if you want to. If you don't want to be seen, I'm going to record this for YouTube, so hide your camera.
Hello, Oracle.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me here.
Good. I was just about to do some trading. I figure, why not invite everyone? You guys can all unmute yourselves. This way we can talk like normal human beings. Unless you have a crazy Thai wife in the background driving you nuts and yelling at you, I don't want any part of that. Hold on. Okay, so let's go here. I wanted to short. Look, direction was short. And then let me take you here. And I just posted a picture. Here it is. This. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. I wanted to short down here so bad, right? This is the 1 hour. We went from 105 to 104.383. That was the move right there, $1,000 move. And this came close to breaking, but it didn't break. And I loaded up on, hold on. I always take a picture. I just sent some money in. I take a picture, a screenshot of where I start. Guys, always do this before you trade. Otherwise, you're not going to know if you're successful with every trade or not. Does that make sense to all of you?
Yep.
Good. I'm glad you're all nice and shy.
Makes sense.
So, I am now trading at 98x since I'm on 2-bit. Okay? The reason for the increase in speed is simple. Hold on one second. Where's my retard music? Alright, that's not too loud, right?
No.
Good.
No, it's good.
My retard music. Alright. So back here. Back to where we were. Okay, I noticed a couple of things on 2-bit. First of all, thank God I didn't short the bottom down there. That's the point of this. Before I talk about 2-bit, let's go back to my chart here, right? I was watching a number. We were going to break 104. But again, the best chart, the best technical analysis tool anyone can have is the Coinbase 1 hour chart. Just looking at this in the palm of my hand says, wow. Guys, I want you to think of common sense. You were all looking at the 104. Say, wow, I wonder if it's going to break, right? We came down low to our coordinates, 226, 113, and then the 086. But based on the time of day, okay, it's still mid-morning. It's almost afternoon. I was like, let me not enter the short here. And that's what gave me the idea to do this Zoom with you all, okay? Because when I looked here, right, everything looks down, right? And we're still in the middles, the 633, 640. We dropped $1,000 already. And I was going to short, and then I looked down here, right? Hold on, let me show you what made me do the Zoom. I looked right down here on the 1 minute, and I was like, shit, we're near the bottom. Don't let me put that in. And you know what? That was $400 ago. It's $400 ago. Now it's AM pump time. Okay, and they're buying up the pump. So let's take a look at direction. We can do it on this chart. This is 2-bit. Now, in case you guys don't know, you do edit, 6 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute. The 1 minute's just for fun. It's like a stripper. Okay, we trade on the 3 minute. We take direction from the 6 hour and the 1 hour. You see these candles? They will fix this for me in any day. Okay, 3 fixes I want. First fix is going to be, I want a noise. I want to hear when the order goes in. I want an audible tone. They said they're going to do it for me. Number 2, you get a break-even price here, which is wonderful. But I'm not going to sit here and do math on my calculator and hold my calculator up next to this number and see when I get break-even. This break-even is genius. but I want the number to turn green as soon as I go ahead and hit break even. What's break even? It's the amount that you can get out with, including fees and everything. There's no more guessing. And I can tell you, I've gotten out, and now you can actually see, at 81x, I've gotten out in profit at 15%. It's minimal, it's skimming, but if you got to get out, you can get out at 15%. So when they make the audible tone like they did on some of the other great exchanges, and they make this break-even price turn green when it's time, wow, you can make snap decisions. Just a glance over them. That's going to be amazing. Now, what are these candles? These candles are for non-traders. These are candles. I had to forego a lot of exchanges because they just had candles. These tell you nothing. You know what they tell you? I'm using technical analysis. I'm not really trading. I'm going to draw some lines, some graphs, some charts. I'm basically going to say it could go up or down. The candles that you need, and they better fix this so it stays on default, are a hike and a sheet. Crypto Wolf, you're late. You can't get in. Sorry. Now look, I changed hike and a sheet, but nothing happened. Everything has glitches in the beginning. I remember BingX when we first went to them. I had to help them fix everything. Margex, damn it, I thought they had Dell computers. This shit would just blow up. And the same thing for tuna. Right now, I love tuna. Not the fish, okay? But I almost said candle. But the exchange. Now, let me show you something. Sometimes I'll go like this, right? I'll go to the bar. Not really, but like this, bars. If I want to play Tetris, but ideally what you want to do is get yourself back to hiking the sheet. There we are. Now I can see what I'm doing, okay? See everything here. Now I've yet to put in an order, okay? I never use this demo fund. I told them take this off here. This gives people the false illusion. Hold on, everyone, hold on. Very, very good. So many of us have gotten stuck on that. This is why I created what we call throwing a dwarf, or toss a dwarf. Okay, I can't even go into my files now. What tossing a dwarf means is, why be the first one to break 103? Well, in this case, it was 104, right? And it didn't break enough. Look, it only broke to 958. Okay, if you caught it from up here, great. All right. But then trying to short the 103 or even the 104 down there would have been tough because it was morning pump time. Now let's take a look at my BitMEX chart, okay? Look how much the bastards pumped it up. They're going to buy the dip over 105. How do I know this? Well, the price. Look at the price. We are approaching the 800s. Look here, right here. It's what I'm focused on. It's price, okay? So knowing the time of day, there's a good chance it's 11:30 a.m. and the closeness. Let me show you up here. Hold on. Who's in the waiting room? Oh, Mikey boy, you could come in. If I let one, I gotta let them all in. Hold on. Do I have it on my desktop? Okay. Coordinates for everyone. The 400s, the 500s are the middles. So are the 400s and the 600s. Now the 300s could mean you start breaking down. Once you get into the 900s, it means you're going to move up to the next whole number. But overall, if we look, everything below 105 is structurally weak, waiting for the opportunity to short it. I really would like the opportunity to short now. We're so close to that whole number. We're so close to the bus pump, the afternoon pump that comes around 11:30, 1 o'clock. I would hate to short up here. See, for me, this is now calculated risk. This is calculated risk. And I still like using two charts, but I keep my trading chart, in this instance, it's 2-bit, on the 3-minute. On the 3-minute. If I see a pump or a dump, now, keep in mind one thing. If I see a pump or a dump, I may move to the 1 minute just to see what's happening. The 1 minute shows that it's the top of the little hill and starting to go down, but we don't go by that. It's too misleading. Again, we want to zoom, always be comfortable. I see green, but it's weakening. The bigger the candle, the stronger the move. The smaller the candle, the weaker the move. And it has a tail. A green candle should have a wick going up. A red candle should have a wick going down. On the smaller time frames like this, do you all see the tail, the wick coming out of its ass right there?
Yeah.
That's a sign of weakness. And if you noticed, the candle was, before I messed with it, was starting to get smaller. Do I want to short here? No, not at this time of day. I don't want to take that shot. Give me some feedback, guys. Who wants to speak?
So I have a question, because a lot of times the critical times, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's enough times where, it could be a bus dump versus a bus pump, a stock market open dump versus a pump. And I've been wrecked in the past, especially when I was new, like in the open pump. I was like, oh, this thing's gonna pump. And it had like ID candles on the 1 and the 6, so you couldn't really tell.
Wait, what's an ID candle?
Like a really small, like red pancake with 2 tails.
You mean an indecisive candle?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Nobody knows what ID means other than the police.
I'm sorry. ID indecisive. So what's your opinion of how to avoid getting tricked into assuming it's going to be a pump versus a dump? Obviously, drill down has a big part to play, but I'm just curious how you interpret all that.
It's very, I can't too bloody noisy. What's noisy? I see if I sort the noise out. Do all of you hear noise in the background?
I don't.
No.
You just hear this douchey music, right?
Yes.
The reason why you have douchey music is you're supposed to be calm when you trade. Okay? There's no anticipation. There's no, I'm going to miss out. There's no eagerness. The one thing that I all notice about you guys is one thing. When I go to testimonial room, okay? First of all, I love that you guys brag and boast. Johnny Boy's been here for 5 years, okay? Love and Margex. Everybody has their one of the exchanges that they fall in love with, okay? But when I come here and I read this, you know what I see? I see consistency. I see the same names over and over and over again. Okay, look, we even got one in blue. Okay, look, a little boy in blue, but he doesn't know any better because he hasn't had a consultation. So he's trading at 25x. Okay? That must have took him days. Unbelievable. So the thing is, what you're asking me is you're trying to determine your entry based on breaking the whole number, or what exactly are you trying to do? Let's be super clear so I can answer your question.
I'm trying to understand when it's approaching a critical time how to avoid making an assumption that it's going to pump.
Got
just
it.
Because it's that time of day, like right
anymore.
Now, for example.
You don't even have to say anymore. Critical times are not used to trade with, brother. Critical times are situational awareness. Let me give you an example of a critical time. You're walking down the sidewalk and you come to a big 4-lane intersection. You know what that means? At this corner, this junction in time, there's going to be a lot of cars going back and forth, so you really need to be aware. So what I'm giving you now is, I can't believe how many tokens they're adding on this 2-bit. They already have like 460 pairs. What I'm telling you is that these critical times that I list here in our Discord, let me find it for you. It's under OTEC strategies. Okay, right here. With the guy getting hit by the bus. That's a big tell. Hold on. Here it is. It's a big tell. The critical times are not designed to trade on Showcat. They're designed to make you aware of what could happen. Let me tell you how the bus pump was discovered. This guy right here was me once. Everything would be, this is what I mean by awareness, right? Let's say you had looked at the 6 hour, right? And you looked at the 1 hour, we don't have that now, but everything's blood red. It says short, right? If you go down to the 3 minute, you're ready to short. And it's about the time for the bus pump to come, or even better. Everything's blood red, but it's time for stock market open pump. So at that moment, you're going to use your awareness of critical times to save you from getting wrecked. You're not trading on it. You're watching out for it while you're trading.
Got it.
I can't explain any clearer than that. I think that's
no,
the
that
best.
makes.
Go ahead.
That makes perfect sense, because when I was new, I was doing really good. And then I remember one morning it had been an open pump for like 2 weeks in a row. And I was expecting another pump. So I put in a long at 9:25 a.m. And it was a really weak indecisive red candle. And then there was like a weak indecisive green 6 hour. And the red was the weak 1 hour. And so I enter a long thinking, oh, this thing's going to pump. And it dumped like thousands of points all morning. And I got wrecked on that trade. And that's when I said, okay, I guess I can't assume it's going to pump.
Right. You assumed. And you said two other things that were critical to me. You didn't say it was all red on the 6 hour and all red on the 1 hour. So right off the bat, you didn't say that to me. You said it was indecisive on the 1 hour, it was kind of green on the 6 hour. It was overall uncertain. That was your tell right there. Don't trade. You don't have direction. You can't cheat. We can't cheat if we don't have direction, right? We are about cheating the system. So I am so glad you asked about this, because I have never been able to verbalize this in such a way. These critical times just mean watch out. You know why? I got hit by the fucking bus 100 times before I realized what was happening. Okay? It would be red. Okay? Red in the middle of the afternoon. Like, let's make believe these are not here, right? Hold on, let me pull up my handy dandy calculator. It's the end of my 6 hour, right? Oh, it's all fucking red. And let's make believe that this is also the end of the 1 hour. Oh shit, it's all red. I'm gonna keep shorting. I've been shorting all night. I'm gonna keep shorting after the witching hour. And all of a sudden, even though it's all red, we come to about 9:30 in the morning. And there's a fucking pump that nobody's seen coming out of nowhere. And I noticed it started to happen. Don't forget, I'm doing this 8 years. It started to happen every day. And then I was like, that fucker ain't gonna get me no more. Okay, and I used to get hit by the bus pump about 11:30, 1 o'clock. Same thing. Be all red, and then boom, a big pump, right? Just like the idiot in the picture. So this is all about situational awareness. You might have the right of way, but be aware of these occurrences. You might have the best plane in the world, the best AI navigation, but just be aware when you fly through the Bermuda Triangle that some shit could happen. This is your Bermuda Triangle. Your Bermuda Triangle happens several times a day. It happens in the morning, the stock market open pump, okay? Then usually, we had it last night, there's an overnight dump, and you know why I'm not trading? I'm not in a hurry to get wrecked. Look at the fucking number. We're going higher and higher. Remember we talk about 104 possibly breaking this morning? Well, now we are in bus pump time. It's almost 12 noon and the shit's pumping. Can you see that on the 6 hour? No, you have no idea. Can you see it on the 1 hour? No, you were blind until you could see. Here it is. That's why I have to drill down. Look at that bitch. Look at that. See? There it is. You get it now? We're going to the whole number. We're going to 105. You know why?
Yeah.
Human nature. They can't resist now. They feel it. They're so close. We are building the next layer. Right here. The 900s mean that you're accelerating up to the next coordinate. So I can teach people when the shit's going to go up and when it's going to go down. And now it might not hit it on this one run, because all it does is go up and down. It is the ocean. I'm going to elaborate now and go nuts. All right. I don't use BitMEX. I don't log into it. I don't trade on it. I don't care. I use the chart. I Stacy this shit. For you to get your chart to look like mine out of the box, it's almost impossible. They have every indicator known to man. And that's why, hold on, I created this video right here with the hot chick. Because I bought a new computer and I had to start my charts from scratch, and it's a pain in the ass. In this video, in OTech Strategies, I show you how to trade with 2 windows. 1, the exchange we're on now. This is where I place my trades. And 2, good morning, Sand Dancer. Fan for years. I respect that. And this one, I use for my time frames. Now, we all see the price going up, right? But you look at the 6 hour, it's a lagging indicator. We're seeing people getting liquidated. Why? They're guessing. Look at this candle. Look at these 3 candles. What are they? I have no idea. They look like alien anal probes, okay? There are 3 types of candles. Big candles, little candles, and indecisive candles. Right now, you have no right trading anything unless you're a seasoned pro like my guys that have been doing this for years, okay? But you don't have clear direction here. And let's look at the 1 hour. What do you got? Nothing. The same thing. Look, 2 spears of destiny. What's clear direction? Oh, I'm on fire today. All right. We look at the last 2 candles. Let me show you something. I'm going to put this on YouTube. This is going to help everybody. The first thing I say in my consultation that makes me sound like a total moron until you get it is this. Guess what, guys? It only goes up and down. It only goes up and down. If somebody... Well, that usually knocks my mic out. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Last time I did that, I blew up the whole computer and everything. It was crazy. I get excited. I talk with my hands. The first thing I say is it only goes up and down. And the first, I dispel all technical analysis. Let's pull up some nonsense. Okay? Let's play a game. I need a window. I can't get to my windows because you're all in the way. What is this? All right, let's go here. All right. Trading candle types. I don't even know what I just put in there. Okay. All right. Images. Look at this. Do you see all this shit? See this? It's all horse shit. Okay? Look at this. We want to make it as difficult as possible so you could never fucking figure it out without buying my jerk off course. That's what this is. Okay? What I teach you is that I could care less about Forex, foreskin, or any of that. There are 3 types of candles. There are big candles, there are little candles, and there are confused candles called indecisives. We don't trade indecisives. Let's look at the 6 hour. Well, you know what? I give you a 6 hour. I'll show you again. Every one of these candles is every 4 is 1 day. I tell you it only goes up and down, right? Let's look at this example here. Right here. Look, from here to here. What did it do? It pumped for a fucking day and a half. Then you had chop. We don't trade in chop. Look at these candles. They're indecisives. That's like picking up a ladyboy in a bar and you don't know what the fuck you got. I'd rather know what I got. Okay? I either got to go long or I got to go short. I do not trade chop. I long everything here all fucking day long till direction changes. You see this candle? It's indecisive. That's a 6 hour candle. Long before that candle came, I was on the drill down knowing what was coming and how to assess the situation. People get liquidated because they're stupid. They trade on emotions. They see it going up a lot like this. This is how we all start trading in the beginning. Oh shit! It's going to the moon. I got to get in on it. And then the minute you long up here, it goes down the other side. Is everybody still with me? 24 minutes of me talking straight. Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right. I don't know what inspired this today, but here we are. So, all this does go up and down. We don't trade on the 1 minute. It moves too fast. Let's go to the 3 minute. That's where we trade. Schmuck's getting liquidated. So if you knew the direction was long, and you knew how to read the candles like I tell you, the bigger the candle, stronger the move, smaller the candle, weaker the move, right? Let me tell you, you would know if the direction was too long that you have to wait your turn on the 3 minute because all it does is go up and down like a giant snake. Okay? So we take our direction from the 6 hour and the 1 hour and the 3 minute, we just wait our turn. Down here, if it was direction along, I long up there. and then I'm out like a bandit. Now, trades are not as fast. Come on, go to 105, you bitches. I'll take you out. Now, I have no direction here, guys. Look, I only look at the last 2 candles. You know what that tells me? Nothing. But I know 105 is weak. I know if they go over it, I'll drop a trade in, and I'm going to tell you, gone are the days where it takes us, it's very rare, where it takes us 90 seconds to do a 48% win. You guys have been with me for a long time. Don't embarrass me. Unmute your fucking mics, okay? Do any of you recall the lightning trades where you go in and just within a matter of seconds or minutes, you're up a crazy percentage and it's mind-boggling? This has happened to you all, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, those were the days.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you why those were the days. I'll tell you why. Because, look, we may think that it moves. Let me pull out my handy dandy 1 hour chart. I love this chart. Okay. Look at this. Look close. This is a 1 hour chart. That's 1,000-point move, is it not? Right? To all of us. To all of us, that looks like a fucking hell of a short. If you're a 50x, you ain't gonna make shit. If you're 25x, you ain't gonna make shit. Even at 81 or 90x with my system of cross-leverage wallet management to offer you liquidation protection, it still takes time. Why? Why does it take longer than it used to? This is something nobody has ever told you before other than me. The time paradox. The price is now 6 figures. Okay? So, we make our money based on percentage moves. As human beings, we're trained to look at dollars and say, holy fuck, $1,000 drop, that's huge. Look at the percentage in 1 hour. It's not 5%, 3% where you could turn that into 160%. No, it's 0.17 of 1%. Even with 81x leverage, it's going to take time for your trade to cook. Does that make sense to you now?
Yes.
Yes.
At $50,000
Absolutely, yeah.
Bitcoin, we never seen this. We seen a big dollar move. Guess what? It was a big percentage move. We made easy money. Now at $100,000 Bitcoin, we have to retrain our brains. We think in terms of dollars. We must think like the AI. We must think in terms of fractions, digits, decimals, and percentages. Why do you think in this turbulent time where we're so volatile, where we move $2,000 at a whim, where we never used to do that before, now we could do it in an hour? Why do you think I'm trading? I'm not even telling you. You're seeing my trades in real time at much higher leverage than lower leverage because of this paradox. This damn percentage. We are fooled as humans. Okay? So we need to let our trades cook a little more. This is so important, and I'm sure that some of you light bulbs are going off in your head. Look at the percentage. We make money based on percentage. $1,000 move is no fucking percentage. Do you see it now? Are your eyes open?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How is this causing you to lose money? I will tell you. You're not staying in the trades long enough. You're thinking it's going against you. You're thinking that you made a mistake. No. You didn't let this shit cook. So you got food poisoning. And then you get these small percentages. Now that we have the time paradox, I no longer sit and stare at the trades. No way. That's why I want an audible tone here. Okay, when a trade fires off. Because if you sit here and stare at this, you know what you're going to do? You're going to play stupid games for stupid prizes. You're going to be itching to enter the trade. You're going to feel like, you know, it's never going to go over 105. Fuck, I've been sitting here how long am I talking? 29 minutes. Okay. You're at home. You're sitting there 29 minutes. You want to short this. And the damn thing is just not going over to 105. So you know what you decide to do? You have the genius idea, fooled by time paradox. You have the genius idea to go ahead and short under the whole number. so close to the next goddamn whole number up. But because you can't wait and you are affected by time paralysis and you sat there and stared, you fucked up the trade. Me, I walk in the other room, I take my phone with me, I do what I have to do around the house, and I look at that Coinbase 1 hour chart. I wish I could sell that fucking chart alone, I would get rich. This is the best TA tool there ever was. And then when you see, oh fuck, look, it's just barely climbing 105. It's 105.044 and slipping down. I run to the computer, I put that fucking order in. At market, boom, I nailed that fucker. This is in the instances if 104 is weak. If I look at the 1 day chart, I don't know if I posted one here for you. Maybe I did. This one. No, fungal. And look, again, let's look at this again. Nah, it's shitty to look at. It tells me nothing. Do I have a 1 day chart here? Are you guys learning from this? You find it helpful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sure
You have to resist the urge.
Oh, the urge is a motherfucker, yeah. I don't get the urge anymore.
It's a killer.
I don't get the urge anymore. And I'm going to tell you another mistake that you guys are making. Many of you trade too small. You trade too small because you're afraid to lose your money. If you're afraid to lose your money, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose your money. 100% guaranteed. Why? How does that make sense, Oracle? Because the minute you put in a trade and it goes against you, you're going to be so afraid that you fucked up and that you're going to lose your money that you close the trade. Maybe only a 15% loss. But then add your fees to that. You just took a nice chunk out of your wallet because you fucked up. Maybe even just reversed all your winnings. Okay? So there's a lot, I give you the consultation. I hand you a loaded gun. What you do with it now is up to you. If you decide to go to target practice and become a marksman, you join the elite. If you decide to shoot your foot off because you were so excited, you're an asshole. That's how this really boils down. I have learned to be calm. I love to short. Good traders could go long or short. Okay? I love to short because it's easier. Gravity is greater than hope. There's always a moment when you short that you know it's going to dump. I don't care if it's in the overnight witching hour. I don't care. It don't matter. But I found over the last 2 months, the biggest thing is that we can't sit there, even at the highest leverage, and watch the trade. And I feel, honestly, like I'm winning more on 2-bit than I am on Bitunex. Because I was never able to trade on Bitunex at 92x, okay, or 81x. It just went too fast. This, slow and chill. Do any of you want to say anything? There's a lot of you here. And it's your fault.
Yeah, I'm really liking 2-bit.
Whoa, that sounded a little homo. What did you say? You really liking me? What?
2-bit, 2-bit. I like 2-bit.
I thought you were saying I'm feeling like I was shot by Cupid. What is it? Is it Cupid? Cupid. There you go. Cupid's the fucking game. My kid plays.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I bought this retro gaming thing so me and my kid could play games that me and my dad played. And he's like, Dad, this sucks. I just wanted to play Space Invaders with him like we do at the arcade. He's like, Dad, I really don't know how to tell you this, but these retro games suck. I'm like, thanks. Well, that didn't last long. All right, so I'm still waiting to enter a trade. There's 2 places to wait. One allows you total freedom. The other is enslavement. You can wait inside the trade or outside the trade. I like to wait outside the trade. Most of you like to wait inside the trade. You know why? You can't wait to get in the game. You just can't wait to you have the urge. It's like heroin. It's hilarious. I hunt. I sit here and I hunt. Now all this time, I have no trade in. I don't have a trade in because I want to have a trade in. Okay? I have a trade in when I'm going to be able to beat the piss out of them. So right now we're stagnated. Look, 104,812. Now a lot of people will look at this and say, oh, but that's 104,830. The price is not the same. Well, first of all, are you on the same thing? Okay, are you on? Hold on. 104,820. Look, 104,783. 104,820. So you got to be on perpetual, the first one, USD. And they show almost the same prices. Look, 819, 834. Let me just double check that. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know. Just, they're all going to be kind of different. But I go by the exchange I'm trading. Now, I want to short. I really do. But I won't short this close under the whole number, so I wait. Okay, and the other thing is, well, about the time. What do you guys think about the time paradox? Have you noticed that it takes longer to win a trade? Any of you?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I even noticed when I first started trading last October when BTC was around 65, 62,000, in the morning you could get in a position and within 5 seconds you could have like 50%. And I noticed now stock market open, it almost seems like the evening kind of speed some days.
Yeah. It's almost like it seems like the exchange is not moving fast enough. Right? Like to keep up, because we're used to seeing the dollars. And now that we're so high, you know, I started teaching people this when Bitcoin was like $9,000. That's why you see in my consultation, I have screenshots of Ethereum at 124. Okay, $124. So it was much easier to trade back then. The higher the number gets, the harder it gets to trade. Okay, and the more leverage you need, whereas people think you need less leverage. You want to be in and out of a trade. Hold on one second. Right. Anyway, we're back. So what else did you want to ask? Anything else? I'm still waiting for the moment to trade. I see Ocean Dust there. I see Pony Loco.
Oracle.
Yeah, Sand Dancer.
If it was to suddenly start dropping big time, would you jump in?
Well, first I would have to look at direction. Okay, so let's take a look at direction. Hold on. Yeah. I'm a hooker like that. Okay, I'd jump on anything like that. Probably, but look what's happening under the surface. You know how we noticed since we started the stream, the price has been coming up, right? And if you're just looking at the 6 hour, yeah, we have no real direction and it has a tail. But something is happening under the surface. And we see under the surface right here, look at that.
Yeah.
Green Army's trying to flank. For them to take over the 6 hour and do a flank maneuver, they need 4 nice consistent candles, and then they will turn the 6 hour green. So this makes that short that we were talking about earlier over 104 even more dangerous. But here's the thing that you got to realize. Let's say you got into a short now and it pumped against you, and you did my wallet management system where you had a $3,000 gap. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're down 60, 70%, but you're not close to liquidation. Walk away. Trust in the gap. Leave it alone. You might have to close at night. Okay? Stop staring at it. Because you're staring. Your staring will cause stupidity. Okay? And it'll make you think, damn, it's never going to come back down. Never. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to close this trade. That's how everybody loses trades. Very few trades are liquidated. Very few trades are truly liquidated unless you're a total noob and went all in at 100x and did it on limit or didn't leave yourself enough room. But most trades are lost by the finger. Your finger. You press the button because you can't take it anymore. You will get to a point, and if I'm just going to talk, let's see. All right, we're there. You're going to get to a point. Let me pull you all up here. Jay Lunatic, I see you. I see you lurking, bro. You're going to get to a point where, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Does anyone know what the hell I was going to say? I lost my train of thought.
About staring at screen.
Wait, you totally broke up.
Staring at the screen.
Oh, staring at the screen is the worst thing you could do, because you know what? You might be staring at this for so long and thinking, wow, you know, I want a short. Fuck, it's never going to go up to 105 again. Let me just put it in now. You know, I've been waiting here, like, look, I'm here. We're on the phone 40 minutes. The phone, duh. We're on the Zoom 40 minutes, right? So if you're sitting at home by yourself, all right, and 40 minutes go by, remember, you always want to be on light perpetual. 40 minutes go by, and you're like, fuck, you know, I'm going to short it here. Worst mistake you could do. You're shorting in the middle. It could go either way, and then here's another phenomenon that the human mind loves to do to people, okay? It'll make you flip-flop back and forth. When you trade the middle, right here, you will flip-flop like a fucking flounder, okay? It'll start, I don't care if it's short or long, it'll start going against you, and you'll flip position. You'll be like, you know what, fuck, let me go long. It's going to 105. And then at about 104.7, it starts dropping down again. And you're at 82x. Now you're down 40%. And the shit is down to 104.333. And you're like, you know, it's going to break the whole number. He's getting down to the numbers. Let me go ahead and fuck this. I'll take the loss on this. Let me short it. And then it goes right back up to here. So we don't do that game. Okay? And tossing an Aldo. Hold on. All right, everyone, I'm back. Let me find my dwarf images for you. Hold on. Let me get rid of volume. There you go. Can you see my screen? Oh, you can't see my screen.
Oh.
Hold on. All I see is your faces. Hold on. Portion of screen, share sound, share. There you go. See the midget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dwarf tossing. This is an acquired skill that will keep you from getting wrecked. You can call it a dwarf toss or tossing an Aldo. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so the whole number 105, when it breaks, if it breaks with low velocity, in other words, it goes up to 105 and it barely struggles, it holds on like 104, 105.40, 105.80, that's low velocity. Okay, usually once it's like broken glass. Once it breaks once, it's gonna break again. Okay? Then there's a high velocity break. You don't want to short that. That usually happens when the direction is long. That means it goes to 104, 200, 300, 400, like fucking mad. It goes all the way almost up to the next whole number. That's when you don't want to mess with it. So ideally, you want to short a whole number when you have direction to short on both the 6 hour and the 1 hour. Okay, and if I don't have direction and I'm just over a whole number, I will resort to throwing the chart out the window and playing the whole number game in the short direction. Would I play it now? No. I am not even opening. I would love to. I really wanted to show you how to do a box trade, and I wanted to show you how I ease in on 2-bit to create the gap. But I don't use the fucking demo account, and I'm not going to trade when I know I should not trade and lose my money just to prove something to you. Don't trade in the middles. And looking at the 6 hour and the 1 hour, you don't have anything yet. I'll explain to you how I look at this. Why is there no volume? Why is there nothing on any of my charts? Why? I don't need it. I understand that what this really is wave surfing. Okay, running the waves. Let me show you how the waves work. Instead of doing it here, I'm more comfortable here. 6 hour. This is the ocean, the main tide, the main source of direction. The 1 hour are the tides and the waves. It takes 4 opposing color, nice size candles. This shit don't count. This is 1. It takes 4 green to flank the 6 hour and make it turn green. 4-bar rule. The best time to trade is either when you're right over a whole number and you know it's weak, and I like to chart the shit. Okay? Let's say I watch it go over the whole number the first time, and I don't go in first. I toss an Aldo. All right, let's say we're trading at 105. Forget this 104, 700. We're at 105, 200, 220. We've been there for a while, okay? I toss an Aldo. When the first time it breaks, I've learned, because the 086, how can I show you this? All right, let's say 105 is the whole number. There's 226, these are the beams, 113 and 086. As those beams get hit, boom, hit like Thor's hammer, they begin to weaken the floor of ice underneath it. In our example, the floor of ice is 105,000. Okay? Let's pull this. Let's make it simple. And let's do it this way. As you start coming down, let's say from a higher number, this is how you want to tell if it's going to break. 226 is the first one. Now you're starting to get in the zone. You're getting away from this. The 500s are the middle. The 300s, 400s, it's still kind of the middle. All right? So you want to remember 400, 500, 600 is the middle. Unless you have direction and the 6 hour and the 1 hour, you don't have shit. Go back here. So let's go to the calculator. The next number to break from 226, and it's going to go up and down. This is exactly how Bitcoin behaves. This is why I like to only trade Bitcoin, is 113. Oh, now we're getting hot. But don't fucking short it here, because it could still run up 500 points. Nothing's broken. The next one to watch out for is the deadly 086. I've learned this from staring at this screen for thousands and thousands of hours watching Bitcoin's behavior. For 8 years, I've made a living like no one else doing this. You don't see me fucking with meme coins or altcoins. You see me tearing Bitcoin a new ass time in and time out over and over again, because I've become a specialist. You don't ask a brain surgeon to look at your fucking broken ankle. Okay? Become a brain surgeon. Now, can you short on the 086? No. This is where we let some other jerk off go first. Because many times the 086 is a temporary bottom. We don't know if it's going to break. It could shoot up 700 points. So what do? We toss a dwarf. Let somebody else break it and we watch. Oh, we're so fucking evil. We watch this. Sometimes the first 086, it'll shoot up 200-300 points. You don't want that to happen to you. But then, when it hits the 086 enough, the ice lake underneath is broken. And the breaker will come. You're going to watch the first breaker. That's when your midget got thrown through the floor at 105. You're going to see, you're going to track how far down it goes. If it only goes to like 104, 996 or 960, it's going to come back up. It's not a good short. 99.9% of the times, once the breaker comes at the 105 point, you get this. 104. No, that's not what I want. This, right here, the 888s. Now, if you can short a 91X, a little bit over, like in the 105-300 area, and run it down to the 888, sometimes it even goes down to the 600s before it goes back up. How are you going to know? You're going to use my screenshot tool that I put in the description box of all the videos and in the link room. You're going to take a screenshot before the 105 breaks, and you're going to chart it. You're going to see the first time. You're not going to eagerly be the fucking Aldo. You're going to chart the Aldo and see how deep it goes before it comes back up. Usually it goes to that number. So this time you're going to wait. And the asshole's by the dip. Now you know it's been broken. And now you know that you can get it again. Let's say it goes up to here. Right? short the fuck out of that and run it down. Now you have an idea that it's going to go to the 888s or maybe even the 600s. And then once you get enough profit and you're down below there and your profits start slipping away, close the fucking trade. And then it might take a half hour again, okay, for it to come back. And this is where people fuck up. You might go from 104, 680, and you're staring at the chart, waiting for that moment for that 105 to come again. But you go through time paralysis and you think, fuck, it's not going to go back up. And then you're short at 104, 900, and the fucker runs back to 105, 300. Why'd that happen to you? Because you didn't follow the protocol I just taught you. And I'm going to record this to share with everyone, and I highly advise you all to listen to this twice. You will pick up things that you never picked up before. Do you now understand how the whole number game works? Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Was this clear? Made it
Yes,
more
it was.
understandable?
Very
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
The problem comes in when you want to fucking gamble. The problem comes in where you break the protocol and you go ahead and short now because you can't wait. I wouldn't short this at 105, 480. Even though, look, it's trying to tempt you. Let's look down here. You're like, man, I fucking got to get in there now. This is the big one. Yeah, let's see. Bad picture. Smile for the camera, bitch. There you go. So let's see how this would turn out for you. Looks good, right? I like it. I wouldn't want to short it. I'd be eager. But the number is not broken. We're not close to it. But wait, did it break already? Did I miss this? Hold on. I don't see it there. I don't have my phone. Hold on, let me see.
Or it's breaking down.
It's breaking now. Now you're in the coordinates. All right, so now here's the move. You might be able to see this in real time. Okay? Now me, I skipped this. You know why I skipped this? You know how many times I got fucked in this? Thinking that it's gonna break? You need Aldo. You need Aldo to take his fucking head and smash his fucking head through 104 before you're allowed to short. How do you like that? You want to increase your odds of winning? That's how you do it. Let's watch this together. You guys can speak amongst yourselves while I check my phone. But let's watch this together. First of all, tell me how many right now of you are itching. How many are itching to jump into that short right now?
Not anymore.
Come on, don't fucking lie to me. Don't lie to me. If I wasn't here.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a short.
You're stuck in a short.
Yeah, but I'm like $20 from being even. So.
All right, well, hold on. Now, look, we've seen this massive dump, right? Now, you want to know how I used the 1 minute? First of all, I could already tell the candle's getting smaller. Can you see it? Look, on the 3 minute. But you want to know how I used the 1 minute? Just for a glimpse into the future of what's happening right now to this pump or dump. It's ending. Look, smaller the candle, smaller the move. Bigger the candle, bigger the move. You're getting smaller candles now. Let's watch the price, see what it tells us. 406. So I just want you to know, I plan to leave my trades in longer now. Sometimes it takes me 2 hours at fucking 91x to get a good trade. I normally don't watch the 1 hour, the 1 minute. It just gives us a look into the future. Now here you would think it's still dumping, but I taught you all in the consultation, look, the wick needs to come down to here. That's a shorter candle. Price is still 406. And you guys got excited at 486 you wanted a short. Okay. Let's see if the whole... Now my technique is different. Okay? My technique is I want to short either once 104 breaks and comes back, or I want to short when it goes over 105. You all understand my logic?
Yes. Yeah.
I wish all of you would understand.
Whole number.
It so sucks that I have to talk to
Whole number
myself.
game boss.
There you are, bro. I appreciate you. Anyway, so let's just watch the price together. Look at that 420. I wish I had 420 now. Anyway, so if you're short here, you're guessing. Just fucking straight guessing.
There's plenty of 420.
Yeah, they'll be delivering soon. That's what I'm waiting for. So I wouldn't short right here, man. 357 is the price. Now, the ideal way to short this, I mean, look, there are some of us that are pros, right, that could have nailed this. I'm sure Viper could have nailed it, whatever, right? I'm teaching the rest of you that are relatively new, that don't want to get wrecked, how to make it as sure as possible. Okay? So, the 6 hour, I have no real direction yet, so I'm not eager. The number could entice many of you, but you didn't throw an Aldo yet. What if you short down here and then it shoots almost to 105? Oh, you're going to be so fucking sorry. Okay? The 1 hour? That's not red. Where are you getting the right to short right now? Because you've seen this? Because you've seen that? That's how emo is short. That's how you lose all your money in the beginning. Emotional shorting. Look at this 1 minute. Now, we don't go by the 1 minute. The 3 minutes where we make our moves, but the 1 minute is what tells you the future. Looking at the last 2 candles, right here on the 3 minute. Red Army, weaker or stronger? Anyone?
Weaker.
Yep. And it might change. Now, if we want to see that change, what's happening? This is the only time we use the microscope. This is the microscope. All right. Why is this weakening? Can anyone tell? Look at that last candle.
We got a tail.
Fucker's got a tail on it. That's right. Whoever has the tail, especially on a 1 minute or 3 minute, whoever has the tail is going to fail. Look at the resistance. Look how they're fighting that candle from going down. And you thought 104 was going to break. That's why you entered here, right? Hold on. Let's watch it. I still don't trust it. I still wouldn't take the fucking short. For me, I want to be sure I'm going to win. How am I going to be sure I'm going to win? I'm going to throw a midget through 104 first. I'll let somebody else break it. Hold on. Are we recording this here? Now you're going to see the usefulness of throwing a dwarf. Because I don't believe that 104 is going to break right now. And I'm willing to bet any of your testicles on it. Jay Lunatic, I will bet your left ball. Not mine. That 104 will not break right now. Why do I think this? Let's see why I think this. Hold on. Because it's 12:30 in the afternoon. You know what comes around 12:30? Hold on. We know what comes around 12:30. Hold on.
Off the bus, baby.
Fucking bus. Okay? Let's all watch and see if the bus comes. Tail. Look. Tail. Smaller candles. That's the 1 minute, but still. And even if, look, it's an emote and only looks at the candles and gets excited. It's an oracle that looks at the price and is not fooled by the candle. Watch the price instead of the candle and see how much more calmness there is. This is a bad short to take right now. Now, when would I take this short? I want to see somebody break it first, not me. You know how many times I got stuck? Look, now we are just starting to get into the lower coordinates. Man, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. I hope you guys are learning.
Love it. Thanks, Al. Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm trading with you.
Good. So let's look at this. The 300s could be breaking to lower coordinates. This is why I always post this in the DTU. So let's see where we're at. 310. This makes you look at the 1 minute, man. That lures you in like a fucking hooker with razor blades in her cunt. Look at that. Look at that. The 1 minute tells us the truth. We only look at the 3 minute tells us the truth. The 1 minute just gives us a little look-see into what's going on. tail, 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 tail. I don't trust tails. Whoever has the tail is going to fail. Look at the candle struggle. Do you see it moving in front of you? Look, it's trying to go down more. It's like something is pulling it back up. They can't break 104 now. They will not break 104 now. I will be there when 104 breaks, because it will break. But I'm not getting trapped in a trade right now. And then if you get trapped in a trade now at 12:25 in the look who just came to town. Green candle. At 104.359. Remember, you were getting all excited. Everybody wanted a short, right? We only moved from 104.486 to 104.359. We moved almost nothing looking at the candles. That would have enticed many of you to short. Okay? I say let that ship break first, and then we attack. Are you guys starting to see things the way I see them now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Would have a lot of you would have liked, because I know a lot of you are shortaholics. A lot of you would have liked to short that, right? Especially when you seen it dumping like that, right? We went all the way down to what? From the 700 area down to the 300 area. You were sure, weren't you? You were starting to feel like it's gonna fucking break. It's gonna break. I used to feel that way. I used to feel that way. It used to make me get wrecked. I have no feelings anymore. I feel nothing. I trade on the statistics that are on the chart. This is why I got really mad the other day, Sunday. Somebody posted, oh, Michael Saylor bought already. It was like 1 o'clock in the fucking afternoon. I was like, no, he didn't. I said, where'd you hear this? Oh, he posted orange dot. I said, don't ever fucking post. I don't want to hear anybody posting numbers or price predictions or anything, because you know why? Posting, so I know that he doesn't buy until the nighttime, and when he buys, we see the spike. Even before he tweets, we see the spike. I didn't see no spike. I didn't see nothing. And I told that guy, where'd you get that from? Oh, he posted orange dots on Twitter. Okay, so when he first said, oh, Michael Saylor just bought, there was a little pump. I was like, fuck, I was in a long. And you know how much we pumped last night, Sunday night. So I was like, fuck, I was in a long. I almost wanted to close it just because of what he said. I thought I missed it, and I hate being long. So what you say can dramatically affect others in the group. It's very important. So we're sitting here. You would have been trapped in your short. And you know what? No matter how much the candles moved and everything else, the price really hasn't moved. Honestly, we're still in no man's land. We haven't gotten close enough to break 104. We're not high enough to catch the next number. And when I look at the 6 hour, it explains it all. Fucking chop. There's no direction. When I look at the 1 hour, look, I even lost that big green candle I had here. You know what that means? It's just going back and forth in a tight range. And that means in a little while, all the schmucks will be liquidated. Who guessed? So I wanted to short, but I can't, because the time of day we're moving into afternoon now. Afternoons are known pump times. And we have not broken the whole number yet. Why do I want to be first? I know the predictability of people. When the whole number breaks, they think it's on sale, like it's fucking Black Friday, okay? And they all buy up that dip, but then you could tell the low velocity. And then we whack all of those people. We stand at the top of the hill with a baseball bat, and as they come up like zombies with money in their hands, we just crack them. And all the money falls on the floor. It's like a video game. Anyway, I've talked for a very long time. I hope you learned from this. If any of you want to say anything, this is your chance. It would be nice if you speak, because people hear us on YouTube and think, wow, he's really got no fucking nobody. No followers, nobody in his Discord, nobody. Meanwhile, I got a bunch of
You got a whole
mutes.
family to go.
Thanks, we appreciate it.
Yeah, really great. Thank you, Oracle.
Absolutely, Oracle.
Let's see what's
You're the
in
man.
live chat. Yes, LOL, the urge.
Love you,
Trading
brother.
small because I got wrecked too many. Mikey boy, in and out. Yeah, Mikey boy, that's how you get wrecked. Okay, going
Yes.
in and out. In and out. In and out is called flip-flopping. Flip-flopping. okay, will really fuck you up. And flip-flopping happens around these numbers. It happens in the middle. When I say, and I've learned not to do that shit no more. Oh my God, you will have no money so fast. A 10% loss here, cut it. A 12%, fuck, I went the wrong way, let me cut that. You start adding in the fees, all of a sudden you don't have enough money. And then, when you don't have enough money to trade, you get really stupid. You start going all in. Just you're like, fuck it. You don't respect the money. You start going all in, okay? And you just blow it. You blow it. And the smaller the amount of money that you trade with, the harder it is to make any real money. You got to get your trade size right, okay? I usually, half of my wallet, on cross, half of my wallet goes into my trading. It depends how big your wallet is. The other thing is, if I don't have enough money to comfortably trade, I don't. Like, I need a minimum for me to be effective of $10,000 to $20,000, minimum. Otherwise, my trade size is too small. It takes me too long. My mindset changes. I don't have any interest. Okay, but you give me $10,000 or $15,000, I could sit there and I could triple that. I'll spend the whole fucking day just hitting. And the bigger your trades are, okay, the less percentage you need. You know how easy it is to get a smaller percentage. So if you put a more amount of money in a trade, okay, I mean, you could see sometimes that, like, you know, I'll only make 17%, but it's like $2,300 or $2,000 because I put enough money in the trade to make it matter. But again, until you gain the experience and all of that, you're going to be afraid to lose your money, and that's how you lose your money, is when you're afraid to lose your money. Because the minute it goes against you, you decide to close the trade. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that when you trade with money that you really, really can't afford to lose and you're trading out of desperation, you're going to lose that money. You're not going to lose it by getting liquidated. You're going to lose it by being nervous and flip-flopping. The flip-flop is a killer. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I have talked for how long? 1 hour and 7 minutes. Congratulations. And during this time, there was not a trade to be had, at least not by a smart person. We have a-holes getting liquidated, making their donations to the crypto fund of others. But the reason why people are getting liquidated is very clear, and I taught you all. You have no direction right now. You don't have direction on the 6 hour, and you don't have a strong opposing force on the 1 hour. You have indecisives. So there is nothing to trade at this moment. The best thing to do is to walk away and come back later and have that Coinbase app in your hand and wait for them to make a move. They're either going to make a move over to 105. Okay, you might be able to long, but I don't see direction for that. Or they're going to make a move under the 104. I can tell you, it looks like it's going to be more like under the 104. Why? We're hammering on it. Look, even if there's a little pump, a bus pump, look how close we are to it. 104.363. We went to 104.200. Every time you start getting in that range, it's like a sledgehammer hitting it. You could have some fake pumps. You could have a bus run now. You could have a 4 o'clock pump. But at this rate, there's no fucking way 104 survives through the night. I guarantee you the witching hour will take that out. You might get a little excitement. You might even get to 105. If you get to 105, I'm going to fucking short everybody. But I'm going to watch the velocity. If it goes over with high velocity, I may change my mind. And just to wrap it up, the known pump times are around stock market close. And again, all of this has to do with reading humanity. Okay, why is that? Because they're degenerate gamblers and they have nowhere else to go, so they come here. Believe it or not, it's fucking true. The 8 o'clock phenomenon pump, usually it's when we have a green day, that's the final pump of the day. And the witching hour happens in the overnight, sometimes 2 or 3 a.m. And it usually happens, sometimes even midnight, when it's all green all day. And it pumped all day and into the night. And people are sure it's gonna moon. The witch comes out and fucking takes everything from you. And we love it because we find her on the drill down, and that's where we'll get it. And once again, you see, if you would have shorted here, okay, before we started this conversation, I did take a screenshot. 486, and you're at 461. We have moved a whopping fucking $20 in an hour and 10 minutes. Trust me, you are much better sitting here outside of a trade than being trapped in a trade. So my main, and then I gotta stop talking. My main move is I like to short over whole numbers. That's my game. Some very rarely I'll long. It's got to be really green. I mean, it's got to look like fucking St. Patrick's Day, and there's got to be an elf blowing me, okay? But other than that, I like to short. And right now we're in the middle. So guys, when we're in the middle, if you try to trade this now, you're gonna get liquidated, frustrated, and you're gonna get out of crypto. You have to trade when you can cheat. It's like knowing when the casino manager, your best friend, is working and he tells you what table to play. Right now, guys, we ain't got a table to play. Let some time develop, and then we'll kick the fuck out of them. Did you all enjoy this? Did you find it helpful at all? Give me some feedback.
Yeah,
That was
awesome.
It was awesome.
Thanks, so.
Good.
Excellent.
Good. Now you could go tell everybody that
Get a man.
that didn't have a consultation what they're missing, but they're probably all liquidated already. Anyway, they probably all got wiped. Okay,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I want to thank all of you for coming. It's been really nice, and I really appreciate all of you in the Discord. This is our home. It's our community, and it is fucking epic. And
It's epic.
yeah, one person got
Thank
it
you.
right.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, you're welcome. Look
Good man, brother.
Look what Sandancer said. Demo is useless. I never trade on a demo account because, first of all, you always wonder, is the demo account a little fixed? They try to entice you to trade, right? You gotta think in every fucking possible way. What if it's a little fixed? And not even that, but you never get the vibe. You gotta experience trading. This has to become intuitive. The more you do it, the better you become. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, skinny.
I'm out.
Thank you, Arthur.
Everyone have a blessed day. This was great. And
Awesome.
don't
I appreciate it, man.
it was my honor. Do
Thanks,
not
Big O.
lose your money, everyone.
Trying.
Thank you.
Thank you.